It's not every day that we hear about the dissolution of one of Hollywood's most admired power couples. George Clooney, a man known for his suave demeanor and legendary charm, has been at the center of a shocking news story that has left fans reeling. After reports surfaced about a potential split between him and his wife Amal Clooney, the world's eyes were locked on the couple. But it wasn't until George recently made a public appearance that the reality of the situation began to sink in for many. During an emotionally charged speech, George Clooney's voice cracked as he addressed the media for the first time since the news broke. Fans, who had come to adore the couple for their love story, watched in stunned silence as George struggled to keep his composure. His voice cracked not once, but multiple times, and the tears welling in his eyes were a sight that no one expected from the man who once seemed invincible to the pressures of Hollywood. The moment was incredibly emotional, with George visibly trying to hold back tears. Fans who had been following his relationship with Amal, who is not just a human rights lawyer but a powerhouse in her own right, were devastated. Their relationship had always been seen as one of the few truly genuine love stories in the celebrity world. Their whirlwind romance, culminating in a beautiful wedding in Venice in 2014, was one that seemed like a fairy tale. And to hear about the struggles they were facing now left many feeling as if their own dreams of love were being shattered. So, what led to this heartbreaking moment for George? Reports suggest that while George and Amal's relationship had always appeared strong, there had been underlying tensions that began to surface in recent months. Those closest to the couple had noted that George, despite his public persona of being a grounded and charismatic actor, had been noticeably withdrawn during recent public events. Amal, too, was seen less frequently alongside George, sparking rumors of trouble in paradise. What made the split even more difficult to believe was the fact that the Clooneys had just celebrated their 5th wedding anniversary, a milestone that seemed to confirm the strength of their relationship. But as we know, the public image of a relationship can sometimes hide the struggles couples face behind closed doors. Sources close to the couple have revealed that the pressures of balancing two highly demanding careers, Amal's work as an international human rights lawyer and George's numerous business ventures and acting roles, had taken a toll on their bond. Amal, known for her passion for justice and her commitment to fighting for the voiceless, is said to have found herself stretched thin with her workload. Meanwhile, George, who has always been a highly private individual, was struggling with the feeling that his personal life was being torn apart in the public eye. Despite their immense love and admiration for each other, it appears the demands of their respective careers and the relentless media attention eventually became too much. George Clooney has long been regarded as one of the most charismatic figures in Hollywood. His effortless charm, wit, and confidence have made him a fan favorite for decades. However, the man who once appeared invulnerable to the pressures of fame showed a raw vulnerability during his recent public appearance. As he spoke about the challenges he and Amal were facing, his voice cracked, and his emotions spilled over in front of a live audience. What followed was a moment of pure authenticity. Fans, who have followed George's career for years, were not prepared to witness such a private and personal side of the actor. The man known for his grace under pressure was suddenly human, and it made fans love him even more. Tears welled up in George's eyes as he talked about the love he still has for Amal and how difficult it is to navigate such a life-changing moment. "It's never easy, especially when you care so much about someone," he said, his voice faltering as he continued. "Amal means the world to me, and no matter what happens, that will never change." The raw emotion he displayed left a deep impact on his fans, many of whom took to social media to express their support for the actor. It was clear that George was not simply grieving the loss of a relationship, he was grieving the loss of a dream he shared with Amal. Within moments of George's speech, social media exploded with fans expressing their concern for both him and Amal. Hashtags like #SupportGeorge and #Team Clooney began trending worldwide, with thousands of people offering their words of encouragement and solidarity. Some fans shared how much they admired George for being so open about his vulnerability, while others expressed disbelief at the news, refusing to believe that the Clooneys were really heading for a divorce. One fan wrote, "George's voice cracking was the hardest thing to watch. We've loved him for so long, and to see him in such pain is heartbreaking." Another shared, "I've been a fan of George for years, but seeing him like this made me realize he's just like the rest of us, he feels pain and hurt, just like anyone else." While the future of George and Amal's relationship remains uncertain, one thing is clear: both individuals are still deeply respected and loved by their fans. Whether they work through their issues or go their separate ways, the Clooneys will continue to inspire people around the world. George's openness about his emotions reminds us that it's okay to show vulnerability, even in the toughest times.